Creator is that voice that comes up with all the tangible things. Creator has instruments.
Welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining us. My name's Leander Robbie, and I'm here with David Hewlings, founder of Hewlings and Associates. And we just want to talk a little bit more about balance and leadership.
Oh, wait a minute. We got to say something here. We decided, we've been changing shirts the whole time, this thing. I don't know if y'all caught that, but we decided to go with Notre Dame versus Michigan. So we'll play off that. Go ahead.
It will make sense a little bit.
It'll make sense as we go through.
And so we're going to talk about Sage and Jester of all archetypes and how those...
One is Sage, knowledgeable.
Sage.
One is Jester. So
Jester.
Who's going to do which one?
I think you should do both. I think you'd be great at that.
I think you can do both. So go ahead. Sorry, I keep interrupting you. Go ahead.
No, I think that's fantastic. Why don't you start? Sage and Jester. Let's see what you have there. Why don't you talk about the shadow side of either?
All right, let me talk about the shadow side of the Sage and Jester. So it's pretty obvious with the Jester. The Jester is pretty juvenile. I don't know, why'd you stick me with this one? Yeah, see, the Jester is pretty juvenile. We look at a crisis as just another time to go get another drink, okay? I mean, this is not a big deal. You put innocent and Jester together, you have a real travesty, to be honest, in the general side. So the Jester simply wants to enjoy life, and you might have seen them. I think we referred this in one of the other archetypes, but you would almost see them down on Florida beaches right now. That it's just a time to enjoy life. I'm young, I'm vivacious, why should I worry about things? The Jester can be very juvenile in that way. They don't consider it serious. They just go out and live their life the way they want, and it's almost a little bit selfish oriented, although every archetype can display a sense of character of selfishness. The Sage, on the other hand, that's the know-it-all. That's the one who knows everything. I think the interesting thing as we started to see this, I'd love to go back after we're all done with this and look at all the news clippings of everybody who knew what they were talking about. And it's hard for a Sage to get a interview question and not want to say they know. We've got a couple of leaders in our country who are very much like this, that when they're asked a question, they just have to tell you what they know. And they talk as though they know. And 24 hours later or less, we find out, no, you didn't know anything. And so the Sage in the shadowy side can be very much the know-it-all. And what happens to them in a crisis is they don't want to say the words, I don't know. And the Jester in a crisis does not want to say the words, this is serious. So talk to us a little bit, Leander, about the strength of the Sage and the strength of the Jester during a time of crisis.
Oh, absolutely. It's over and over in the crisis we're currently in, we've been hearing how we've never experienced anything like this. So when you're in new territory, especially in that time, you want as much knowledge as possible because you want to make knowledgeable decisions. And it's really challenging and difficult and paralyzing even for some people if they don't have knowledge. And so we need the Sage voice, the one that will remind us if we've ever been here before. It could be tribal knowledge, it might be technical knowledge, but it might be knowledge coming from new research that is pivotal for us taking our next steps. So that's the strength they bring. At the same time, the Jester brings a strength to times of crisis. It's very easy to be overwhelmed, and fear creeps in. Fear can paralyze us as well. And laughter is like medicine, and we need to be able to laugh and to realize we're not going to be overcome in this crisis.
Yeah, I love that part right there. I think, are we not seeing, I know you've been video conferencing with a lot of your clients, I have with mine. It's been fun to watch them and their kids are climbing on their necks while they're trying to do things. Or they bring their dog in. You should bring your dog in now. This would be a good time for you to let the dog
in. I should call him in.
Exactly. Because we're so relaxed and we're saying, you know what, let's make the best of this. I have a friend right now who just jumped in his trailer with his kids, his Traver trailer, and took off. He's somewhere in Oklahoma now. And so they're just going to go and be by themselves. And so I think that's the enjoyment part. We have to let ourselves enjoy this moment. But at the same time, don't you think the sage is probably a little bit at a disadvantage now because we're in such an area that they don't know?
Yeah, that's the thing, right? This virus, everybody says it's unknown. There's all these unknowns. Everything we don't know about it has caused great concern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the sage, I think this is a time for us to learn. Wouldn't it be great if right now people were doing a journal? I've been encouraging a lot of my clients to journal.
I've been doing the same thing.
And, I think one of the questions that will be asked on every hiring process from this point on is, what did you learn in COVID-19?
Yeah.
What would you have done different than your leader, especially people who are looking for promotion out of this? And wouldn't it be great if you were able as a sage to say, on March 20th, I learned this. On March 27th, I learned this. On March 29th, I learned this. On April 1st, I learned this. Because I think that's what the sage does. The sage wants to learn. And then later they will pontificate and come out and tell us all what they learned, which is great. But I do think this is a great learning time. We're learning about what education looks like. We're learning about how do kids learn under different circumstances.
Absolutely.
So this is a great balance. The sage and the jester together, they give us a real genuineness, a great transparency. One is able to laugh and enjoy the moment. The other is able to learn and go through life trying to find ways to learn. We hope you like our coaching quips today. If you want some more, just go to hewingsанdassociates.com and we'll be happy to get in touch with you. This is from David Hewins, Leander Robbie. Have a great day.
Go Irish.
Go Blue.
Creator is that voice that comes up with all the tangible things. Creator has instruments.